today's video, we've got a new gun in for the channel. So let's get this out of the box and check it out. All right, let's get this opened up here and see what we've got. All right, we've got a piece of cardboard here with some stuff all taped up and sealed down. Let's get this opened up. So we've got one magazine. We'll go over that mag here in a second. Get the rest of this out of here. Got a Ziploc bag. We got a bunch of extra parts that I'm not sure what they are. We'll check that out here in a sec, but there is a Torx wrench in here and an Allen wrench. We'll come back to that. We also got a sticker here from GSG, German sports guns, and the GSG-16 sticker. And that is what we have in the box. We've got another pamphlet here that folds out, has all the different GSG guns. And then we have our owner's manual for our GSG-16 chambered and 22 long rifle. Pretty nice manual. Very cool. All right, we'll toss that off to the side, and there is our GSG-16. And as you can see, they've got this all taped and sealed down. So we'll open this up and get this out of the box. Nice packaging. This thing's definitely not going anywhere. Now, this does have a fake suppressor on it. This is not a real suppressor, but as you can see, they wrapped that with plastic too. So really awesome job on the packaging. All right, let's dive right into this GSG-16. Now, GSG stands for German Sports Guns, and these are imported in by American Tactical. Now, let's talk a little bit about why I bought this gun. About a year ago, I saw this GSG-16 for the first time, and I started watching a bunch of YouTube videos on it. And for the most part, this is a super reliable gun, especially being chambered in 22 LR. Another reason I got this gun is because I am a huge MP5 fan. It is probably one of my favorite guns of all time, and I have been fortunate enough to get to shoot them full auto. I've got to shoot a lot of different clones and variants of the MP5, and I love all of them. And obviously, by looking at this, this is what they were going for, was an MP5 look-alike chambered in 22 LR. And the last reason that I got this gun was because of the price. Now, you can pick these up pretty much anywhere for about 350 beans, but I was able to get this one even cheaper than that. And being that it is chambered in 22 LR, it's going to be very cheap to shoot, and it's going to be very fun to shoot. All right, so let's start going over the specs and all the features of this gun. We're going to start out here at the front. We're just going to work our way back. So it looks like it has a suppressor on it, but this is not a suppressor. This is just a barrel shroud or a fake suppressor, whatever you want to call it. Now, it does look super cool on here, and it definitely looks better than having just a skinny 22 barrel sticking out of the front. Now, the barrel on this is a 16.25 inch barrel. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is the fore end here. So basically right now it's got like a quad rail setup on it. Now, what's really cool about this, if you do like the quad rail setup, you can keep this on here, or you can take it off, and it actually has M-LOK behind the rail sections. So if you want to run just M-LOK accessories, you can, or if you like the look of quad rails, you can just keep this stuff on here and mount your accessories right to the rail. Now, if we look over here, we've got the charging handle. Now, this gun is clear. There is a mag in it, but the mag is also empty. Now, what's really cool about this is everybody talks about the slap, and you can do that with this. The other really super cool thing about the charging handle is it is reversible, which I will be switching it over to this side because I am a lefty. So I will be able to charge it over here and slap it down. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is this gun is pretty much all plastic. So that is something that you're going to want to keep in mind. This gun is also very lightweight, being that it is pretty much all plastic. And this thing weighs 5.5 pounds. All right, now let's talk about the magazine and the mag well and the mag release. Now, this comes with one 22 round mag. These mags are also all plastic, and this mag only weighs 4 ounces. It pretty much weighs nothing. Now, to insert the mag, just like you do with any other MP5 or MP5 clone, and to release the mag, it does have your mag release right here. It is a paddle. You just push forward and strip the mag. Now, let's talk about these mags a little bit. Like I said, they are 22 round mags, and you can buy extras of these. And when you buy these, they come in 2 packs, and I've been able to find them at quite a few stores. PSA has them, Gun Mag Warehouse has them. They also sell these in 10 rounders if you live in a state where you cannot have these 22 round mags. All right, now let's talk about the trigger on this. So I've got a dummy round here in the mag. Let's charge it. Now, it doesn't have the best trigger in it, and I didn't figure it would, being pretty much an all plastic gun and at the price point. So we're going to start getting some take up. Your take up's going to go all the way to here. Now we're hitting at the wall. And then it actually has a nice clean break. It's actually not that bad, but I don't want you to think you're getting some sort of precision trigger here. So there's a little bit of grit and a little bit of mushiness getting yourself up to that wall, but then the break is actually pretty good. Now, one other thing that we skipped over going to the trigger was I forgot to tell you that there is a secondary mag release. So it is right here. And it's kind of recessed in, and I really don't know what the point of it is, but you can take your thumb and push in on that and release the mag. Personally, I think it's just going to be a lot easier to use your front paddle mag release. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is the safety selector on this. Now, one thing that I really like about this gun is that it's fully ambi. Like I said before, we can switch the charging handle over to the other side, and with the paddle release, it works just the same for a right-hander as it does for a left-hander. And the safety is no different. So right now we're on safe. To go to fire, you just flip it down and now you're on fire. Push it up to go back on safe. Now once the stock on this is extended, it's not too bad to run. It's a lot easier to throw it into fire with my thumb, but the angle on that and getting it down to the safe position is kind of weird. So it's probably going to be something I'm going to be using my right hand to just kind of throw it into safe and fire. It's just not very user friendly as far as flipping the switch on this. All right, remember this bag that we pulled out of the box when we were unboxing everything, and I told you there was a Torx wrench in here and an Allen wrench? Well, I found out what the other parts are in here, and it's pretty damn cool what they're doing with this. Now, here in the back, we've got this big peephole sight. Out here on the front, we've got a very thin blade front sight. And what was in this bag is you have the option to change your front sights, and they have all different ones. They have ones that have yellow paint on them. They have thicker ones and thinner ones. And same goes with the back. Let's see what we've got for the back. Okay, it looks like we have one rear sight for the back, and I don't know if you can see that hole in that, but that is extra small. So you have the option to switch out the sights, which is cool. And there's literally like 10 front sight posts, it looks like, in this bag. Maybe even more than 10. I'm going to guess there's 10. I'm not going to count them all, but if you're not going to run an optic on this and you're going to run just the sights, which these are plastic also, you have a ton of options for your front sight. Now let's talk about the stock on this. This does obviously have an adjustable stock, and you can pull this lever right here. I'm going to pull it towards me, and you pull back, and there is your first adjustment. Same thing, pull it again, and there it is, fully extended. Now I've got very long arms. I'm a very big guy, and this is extremely comfortable. This is how I will be running it, is extended all the way out. Now to put it back in, I wish that you could pull this lever and it was spring loaded and it would retract back in, but hey, we're back to that price point again. So what you're gonna have to do is pull that switch towards you and push the stock back in. Now there also is a section of 1913 or Picatinny rail here at the back. Not really sure what you would use that for, but one super cool thing about this, and I am going to buy more mags for this, but I want to get this out to the range, make sure it's going to run reliably and that I like it before I go spending a bunch of money. But you can actually store a spare mag in the back of the stock, which is pretty cool, and you can just pull it out. It does lock in. It's not going to go anywhere, but you can just yank that out. So you can actually carry 44 rounds on this gun, and I think that is pretty cool. All right, I took the gun down to the bench, and I got the charging handle reversed. I'm really liking that. And I also took the side rails off and the bottom rail, and there you can see your M-lock. It is on both sides and on the bottom, and this is just a lot more comfortable now for me. So I'm liking that. Now the only thing I really don't like is, as you can see, you got a couple pegs right here on both sides and on the bottom where that rail locked in, but I can live with it. I also put the Gideon Optics Advocate prism optic on here, and this is pretty cool. I am really liking this setup. Now, one last thing we didn't really talk about was the grip. You do have a little bit of an undercut right here, and you do have finger grooves. Some people don't like that. Doesn't bother me a bit, but I have got pretty big hands, and I can get a full purchase on that grip. It's actually very comfortable. But all in all, I think this thing is super cool. Now, in the next video, we will get this out to the range, run a bunch of rounds through it, and we're just going to check the performance. We'll probably be doing a few videos with this. Maybe we'll put a scope or an LPVO on it, and we'll just kind of see how accurate it is at 50 yards or whatever. But for now, we're just going to shoot some close range targets, shoot it fast, have some fun with our Gideon Optics Advocate, and just see how reliable this thing is. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.